morning, everybody. Welcome to the North American Sports Report. It is Saturday, December 6th, in a very snowy Monroe, Connecticut this morning. First of all, we're going to get you caught up on the college football action that's coming at you today. Also from last night as well. First, we'll touch on our Thursday night football game, the Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys getting pummeled 44-30. Now, they were in the game. Offensively, Dak did his best to keep the team in the game, but it looked like the old Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys we came to know of Wade Phillips and Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy, the undisciplined Cowboys that are among the leaders in penalty yardage every season. Those are the Cowboys we've known years past, the underachievers. When they had talent, they were their own worst enemy. And the Cowboy defense looked again like the worst defense in the league. I know they're better than they were, but listen, some things have been camouflaged. Yes, Quinn Williams has played great. Getting over Sean back has been great, but young defensive backs like Ravel and Stewart, they're going to struggle. Your safeties are great tacklers. They're not good cover guys. The Cowboys in the offseason, they need a pass rusher, they need a linebacker, and they need about, two corners and a safety. They need 5 players on defense, but due to all their draft capital, they could probably get 3 of them, 2 in the first round, 1 in the second, that will snap it and start right away. So, listen, the prognosis for the Cowboys is good long-term, but the Dallas Cowboys are not making the playoffs this year. You can forget about that. That ended Thursday night. Their offense couldn't stop a nosebleed. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They were slaughtered on the defensive end. Offensively, George Pickens turned into the George Pickens we remember from Pittsburgh. He looked disinterested after CeeDee Lamb went out with a concussion. Ryan Flournoy had a great game. He had 7 catches for like 119 yards and a career day and a touchdown, and Jake Ferguson had a terrible game where he committed a terrible penalty, a 15-yarder on a play that negated a pass interference call on Pickens that would have given the Cowboys first and goal from the 2-yard line. Also a big fumble for Ferguson. There was also some questionable calls, a terrible offensive pass interference call on him. But the Cowboys just had a shit ton of penalties. I don't have the numbers in front of me because we're going to get right to the college football. I counted 2 personal fouls and 5 holdings. In those 7 penalties, that's 80 yards right there. I know there was plenty more than that. They look like the old Dallas Cowboys, the underachieving, undisciplined team that we have known in recent years, and that's what they looked like on Thursday night. Shame on me for taking the cheese. Taking the bait. I'm always super critical of the Cowboys because of the way they've underachieved over recent years. But I was just starting to believe. Because let's be honest, they do have a prolific offense. They have draft capital. This coach might not be as bad as coaches we've had in the recent past. But like I said, all the penalty yards, turnovers, drop balls, They look like the Cowboys of old on Thursday night and brought us back to reality. The Lions, look, they're still not getting into the playoffs, I don't think. They have a great offense. Their defense is porous. The Cowboys put up a lot of yardage and points on them. I don't think the Lions are getting in anyway, but they needed that game. They got it. Cowboys did. And of course, I picked the Cowboys. I never picked the Cowboys. I picked the Cowboys and even put them in a teaser. They couldn't bang that last score in and just lose by a touchdown so I could get the teaser in. But I lost on the Cowboys and over teaser, and I lost on the Cowboys plus 3.5. 0-2 to start the week really pisses me off. I have a dismal record in the NFL now of 45-51-1. 6 games under the mark. 45-51-1. Not happy with that. We're going to try to... My goal is to have a winning record by the end of the season, and I'm running out of time, so I better get busy. College, we are 27, 26, and 2. At least we're over 500 there. Listen, guys, this wagering stuff, Handicapping, it's for fun, and I encourage you guys to have fun with it. Please don't take my word as law. Listen, we give you the analysis, we give you the injury reports, we lay down the foundation. It's still not an exact science, as you know. College football. College football. Last night, James Madison won the Sun Belt Championship 31-14 over Troy. That game was close a lot of the way. I'll tell you, if Troy had won that game, that would put a monkey wrench into what the committee wants to do. Because what the College Football Committee is saying that if Duke somehow upsets Virginia in the ACC championship game, now this is unprecedented, mind you, that they will send 2 of the Power 5 teams instead of 1 into the college football playoff with automatic bids. So Tulane, who defeated North Texas 34-21 in the American Athletic Conference Championship game last night, Tulane is in. They're in. North Texas at 11-2, their season is over. Tulane at 11-2 advances to the college football playoff. So 34-21 Tulane victory last night in the American Athletic Conference. Boise State defeats UNLV 38-21 in the Mountain West Championship. Boise State finishes 9-4. UNLV finishes 10-3. These teams are not in the mix. Their season is over. Boise State gets their Mountain West trophy, and that's it. 38-21 over UNLV last night. They're done. Kennesaw State defeats Jacksonville State, which was an awful game. Kennesaw finishes 10-3. Jacksonville finishes 8-5, 19-15 in the Conference USA Championship. Those teams are not in the mix. They're out. And they were out before they even played last night. So if Troy had somehow beat James Madison, that would have been an upset because James Madison was a 24.5-point favorite. But this game for the longest time last night was, it was 17-14. It seemed like forever. Finally, James Madison pulled away in the fourth quarter. But if Troy had won that game, there's no way they could take James Madison, and then they would have to give an ACC team an at-large bid if Duke beats Virginia. Now, I still think that should happen. I'm sorry, there's no way James Madison should be in the pool of 12, the final 12 teams. There's just no way. They're not one of the 12 best teams. If you want to give one of the Power 5 teams a bid because all the rest of those schools and those 5 conferences, somebody deserves a chance to get a Cinderella trip to the dance. I mean, at least Tulane has beaten some major teams over the last couple of years, and they were ranked, so I don't know. Tulane is in. It looks like James Madison is in if Duke somehow upsets Virginia. I don't think that should happen. I think that's bullshit. The College Football Committee is going to have to be retooled. They need some type of play-in game like they do in the NCAA tournament, like they do in the NBA playoffs. Play-in game for the bottom 2 seeds, just so you don't have this nonsense they have where a team is getting in over a team who beat them head-to-head and had a better like opponent, better record against like opponents. The college football playoff criteria is head-to-head, strength of schedule, record against like opponent, and number of ranked wins. Those are the 4 major criteria. You know what I'm talking about. The Miami Hurricanes have 3 of those 4 over Notre Dame, yet they're sitting on the outside looking in because of basically 1 bad loss to Louisville at home. I know they had 2 losses to unranked teams. SMU is 8-4, as was Louisville. SMU was a college football playoff team last year, same quarterback, in Dallas. Come on. And that's not a terrible loss. The Louisville loss is what's killing Miami right now. But I'm sorry, 10-2 is 10-2. We cover 3 out of the 4 other criteria we have over Notre Dame. It shouldn't even be a question. So just to give you the top 12, which is all we'll give you, we'll recap. It's Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama at 9, Notre Dame at 10, BYU at 11, Miami at 12. Those are the only teams that are in or have a chance. Now, today, Miami Hurricane fans will be rooting for Texas Tech to beat BYU. The last time these 2 teams played, I mean, it wasn't even a game. BYU couldn't even move the football. Couldn't even move football. So if Texas Tech slaughters BYU like most people expect, Texas Tech is a 12.5-point favorite over BYU. That game is at noon. Miami automatically jumps up to 11. Now they're 10-11 with Notre Dame. Maybe if they're back-to-back, they have to do the right thing. I've heard that from a lot of sports radio and coaches and sports media, but I'm not sure they'll do it. You know, Notre Dame is always the darlings of the committee and the freaking world because they're freaking Notre Dame. I don't know. I'm sorry. Last time I checked, Notre Dame hadn't won a national championship since 1988. I don't know why they're so beloved. And that national championship occurred because of a blown call against Miami. Yeah. So, anyway. All right, let's get to it. So, the Canes will be looking for BYU to get beat today. And they'll be looking at the Alabama-Georgia game. Now, some people think, well, you know, you need Bama to lose, get that third loss, and they're out of the mix. I don't think so. Bama's already beaten Georgia. So if they lose, it's a split. And even though they'll be 10-3, they'll have that third loss. Their strength of schedule, their quality wins. I just think that it will be... I could see the committee putting Alabama in with 3 wins. The only way Alabama is out with... I could see the committee putting Alabama in with 3 losses. The only way Alabama is out of the playoff is if they get beat like 34-10 and are dominated by Georgia today, and or maybe their quarterbacks, let's say Ty Simpson goes out on a cart, suffers a injury that would put him out for the playoff. I think that's the only way Alabama is out. And they'd have to lose like, 35-10. I think that the committee, and I think this is bullshit too. I think if Alabama loses their 3rd game of the season, they should be out. So, by all logic, you should be rooting for BYU to lose and Alabama to lose. So you're rooting for Georgia and Texas Tech today if you're a Miami Hurricane supporter. Okay? But I still don't think the Alabama loss, unless it's a catastrophic beatdown and somebody gets injured, a key player, I still think they'll put them in at 10-3. That's why the committee moved them from 10-9 to protect them. They're not dropping them 2 spots off 1 loss to Georgia, especially if it's in a close game. So I don't think the Canes have a really great shot. I think their best shot is probably BYU loses, they're at 11th, and maybe the committee does the right thing and votes them on Sunday over Notre Dame, as they should. But we shall see. Who knows? Maybe Ty Simpson gets hurt today, Bama loses 34-10, and BYU loses. Then you have to put them in. But that's the slim chances for the University of Miami. Chances they are, but slim. Slim they are. All right. Well, we're going to get to the games today. Noon starts, as I said before. Texas Tech is favored by 12.5 over BYU. Texas Tech is favored by 12.5 over BYU. And of course, I'll be rooting for them. Miami of Ohio and Western Michigan play in the MAC championship. Obviously, Texas Tech and BYU, that's the Big 12 championship game. That's at noon. That is Texas Tech again, favored by 12.5. The MAC championship, Miami and Western Michigan. Western Michigan is a 1.5-point favorite. Western Michigan at 8-4, and Miami of Ohio at 7-5. Those 2 teams going nowhere. That's a game I'll just skip altogether. The big game, 4 o'clock, Georgia and Alabama. So your big games, obviously, noontime, the Big 12 championship game. BYU, Texas Tech. 4 p.m., Georgia, Alabama. This game is from the Mercedes-Benz Dome there, where the Falcons play in Atlanta. Georgia, in the SEC Championship, is a 1.5-point favorite over, wow, this has come down. This has come down. This was originally a 3-point spread, then it went to 2.5. It has come down to 1.5 today. Georgia minus 1.5 against Alabama today at 4 p.m. 4th ranked Georgia, 9th ranked Alabama in the college football playoff. 8 p.m. tonight is the ACC championship game. Duke versus Virginia. Virginia is a 4-point favorite. That game is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Virginia is a 4-point favorite, -4 over Duke tonight at 8 o'clock. Also at 8 o'clock in another one of the marquee games, second-ranked Indiana versus number 1 Ohio State. Ohio State is a 3.5-point favorite here. And that's it. Those are the games for today. You've got 5 games, 5 conference championship games. Nobody cares about the MAC. All the eyes will be on the noontime Big 12 championship, the 4 p.m. SEC championship between Georgia and Alabama, the 8 p.m. ACC championship Duke Virginia, and the 8 p.m. Big 10 championship game between Indiana and Ohio State. I'm going to give you some picks before I get out of here because your boys got to go to work. I like Ohio State today. I think they're going to win. I'm taking them straight -3.5. I'm taking Georgia. I'm taking Georgia -1.5. Even though Georgia never beats Alabama in these spots, they're 0-4 in the last SEC title games against Alabama. I'm going to figure they're due. Georgia is without their center, and I'm worried about that. I don't even know who I'm rooting for in this game. I want Bama to get either slaughtered or I want them to win. I don't even know. I know I need BYU to lose if, for my Miami Canes fam. I am going to take Texas Tech and Alabama in a teaser. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm taking Texas Tech and Ohio State in a teaser. So I have Georgia -1.5. I have Ohio State -3.5. I have Texas Tech in a teaser, which puts them at -6.5. And I am adding Ohio State to that mix, which would put Ohio State +2.5. I'm also taking Texas Tech in a teaser with Georgia, making Georgia +4.5, and Texas Tech -6.5 again. So I have Texas Tech in 2 teasers with Georgia, with Ohio State. I have Ohio State straight -3.5. I have Georgia straight -1.5. Georgia straight, Ohio State, Texas Tech and Georgia in a teaser, and Texas Tech and Ohio State in a teaser. Those are our 4 picks for today. Ohio State, Georgia straight, -3.5, -1.5 respectively. Texas Tech in a teaser with Georgia, and Texas Tech in a teaser with Ohio State. Those are our 4 college plays for today. We are 27, 26, and 2 in college on the season. We've given you the start times. Enjoy the conference championship games today. We will be back tomorrow morning with our NFL show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got to get out of here. Thanks for watching the North American Sports Report. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please like and follow North American Sports Report and Billy DiNapoli on Facebook. You can follow at Billy DiNapoli on Instagram. Please follow me on Facebook. We always stream live from all these platforms. And please, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel, North American Sports Report. My name is Billy DiNapoli. I will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys.